Okay, we're back. I was thinking of doing it in the blender, our marinara sauce, but now I'm starting to wonder if maybe we want to do it in the food processor like it says. If you do it in the blender, it's going to be hard to get kind of a chunkier substance, get a few chunks of tomato in there. So we're going to try it in this because with our high-tech blender, it'll just puree everything. So we're going to try it in the food processor and see how it works, like it says to do in the recipe. Now for the marinara sauce, we want 2½ cups tomatoes. So you can chop those up if you want to. I'm just going to put them right in here. We'll see how this does, chop them up a little bit. And that might save you some time with chopping and all that. So there we have our 2½ cups tomatoes. We have 12 sun-dried tomatoes soaked. And I've done that overnight. You can probably do that for a few hours. So here we have our sun-dried tomatoes that are soaked. And we're just going to put these in here. I'm actually going to dump these out into a strainer to get rid of some of the excess water. Okay, plop all of those in there. And then we have our 1/4 cup olive oil. So here we have our olive oil. I'm going to move this so you can see the blender a little better. 4 cloves garlic, so let me go grab those. Okay. Okay. There's our garlic. 2 tablespoons parsley. Now, if you remember from previous videos of what I said, or if not, I'll explain to you now. Sometimes if you have fresh herbs that you stick in and you blend them, if you blend them up too much and they start to kind of juice, you'll get sometimes a bitter taste. So I always put my fresh herbs in at very last and then chop it in. So we're going to leave the 2 tablespoons parsley up until the very end. Then we have 1/8 teaspoon cayenne. Let me grab that. Now cayenne is very strong, so you want to be very careful. If you're very sensitive to spicy foods, then you'll want to kind of be careful with the cayenne. If you're really concerned about it, then you might want to just leave it out altogether. So we're just going to put a little tiny bit in here. I am really sensitive with spicy foods, and cayenne is surprisingly not one of the things that really bothers me a whole lot. A little bit of cayenne in food helps to kind of bring out the taste. And so I don't mind it too much, but I am really sensitive to jalapenos and spicy food, so just kind of as a, I guess, a little bit of information. But 1 teaspoon salt is our next ingredient. So just grab our salt here. Add that in there. Okay. Now, we have our tomatoes, our sun-dried tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, cayenne, and salt. And in the instructions for this recipe, it says, in a food processor, you can find the sauce ingredients and blend until smooth. So let's do that. Now, I like my marinara sauce to be a little bit chunky. Sun-dried tomatoes will give a very strong tomato taste, and they help to thicken up your sauce. So sun-dried tomatoes for marinara sauces for raw dishes is awesome. So that is something that I try to keep in my pantry at all times, and I like to put them into my marinara sauces. Okay, now let's try putting in our parsley. Now it asks for, let's see here, it asks for 2 tablespoons. So I've got just a little bit here. That should be about 2 teaspoons. And we'll turn this on. Excuse me. Now, as you can see, our food processor has kind of just chopped that in there really nicely. There's not a whole lot of big chunks of parsley in there. And, you know, like I said, with your your nice blenders that do really good with mixing everything in really good, pureeing things in really good, you're gonna get more of a smoother type of a marinara, not so chunky. And I like my marinara sauce to be chunky, so this is the first time I've done my marinara sauce in a food processor, and it's done a really good job. So either way, if you like more of a creamy type marinara, do it in a blender. If you like it kind of chunky, do it in the food processor. So just a little bit of a tidbit from me. And so now we have our marinara. Let's take a taste of it and see if it needs anything. Pretty good. It does need some more seasoning. I would say it probably needs a little bit of salt. And you know, if you taste it and you really don't like it, try adding something. It's not going to hurt it at all to try putting something else in it. I'm going to put some more salt in, just like that. And then, let's see here. Now I've got some Italian seasoning. And I'm just going to put some Italian seasoning in it also. See if that lightens it up a little bit. I like to have my marinara sauce really flavorful. I'm not too big into the bland stuff. So we got that in there. Now let's okay, let's try another taste. See if that's what we want. Definitely is okay with salt. Just a little bit more Italian seasoning. And blend this in. Okay, so I think we're probably good with this. So we have now our breading, our cheese, and our marinara sauce. So we still have a few more minutes, about 20 more minutes before our eggplant is done soaking. So I'm going to stop the video, and our next video is going to be assembling all of this together. And then you can watch that too. So just check back with the other video and we'll show you how to assemble everything.